What's up, YouTube? We are back with a new video. Woo! Shout out to y'all. It's been a while since I've been in the car, okay? A lot going on with this virus. Everybody's upset. Everybody is stressing. Everybody is worried. It's a lot, okay? So I just want to just tell y'all, just y'all in my prayers. So just pray for those in healthcare on the front lines that are definitely dealing with this on the front lines level. Pray for all these workers in these senior care facilities. Everybody is just nervous, worried. It's just a lot. So just pray, stay praying up. So let's get into the topic at hand. So Toni, y'all know that's Black China mother, is at it with Zeus Network. She keep on claiming that Zeus have not paid her any money. So she dragging the network. Now y'all already know Zeus Network is a network that been out here that is definitely is like a Netflix where you pay a fee and you watch shows. So of course I start connecting with Zeus Network ever since the Princess and Ray J conversation. I just subscribed to the network. It's not really expensive. It's very low end, and you can watch some different shows. And also too, it's all type of shows on there, right? So they gave Toni a spinoff show, and she's claiming and alleging that Zeus haven't paid her any money. Now, Zeus Network attorneys came out and said, listen, they sent her a cease and desist letter, right? And so she posted it. And in that letter, they lay out, listen, not only have they paid her, that if she keep on tarnishing or damaging the network or talking about them publicly, they're not going to pay her residuals that she's going to get when people subscribe to the network and watch her show. So she's kind of like messing up her bag. This is what I have to say. When you give these shows to these crackheads or these drug addicts or people that not used of business, they do ghetto stuff like this. This is a case in point. Toni is just not used of having a show, okay? She's not used of being this famous or having to deal with a network, okay? She think it's okay to go on her platform and trash a network that is putting money in her pockets. I think that's unprofessional and it's not cool, because if you're going to get on camera or go on an interview and tarnish a network and you got a contract and they have already gave you a cease and desist, say, ma'am, if you keep doing this, you will not get your other payments. This is a violation of your contract. And she just not listening. Now, in that letter, I agree with Zeus Network, the attorney, because even in that letter, they say, listen, ma'am, if no other network gave you a chance, we gave you a chance. And that's right. Nobody was giving Toni a chance to do a show. So this black woman is tarnishing this network. And I tell people all the time, you got to understand business. Everybody don't get an opportunity to be on a network television show, to be on a reality show. So when you're in there, you have to be careful biting the hand that feeds you. You have to make sure that you're not in violation of your contract, especially with NDAs, it's just a lot that goes on when you are in business, and you don't want to be out there just tarnishing a platform that knowing that you possibly will never get that chance, that opportunity again. So for her to sit there and trash Zeus Network is unprofessional and it's not cool, and she don't need that type of possibility. So here I am. I was literally just woke up watching Lovelyti break down that video, and I literally had like a dream, and I'm like, why is these people why is she talking against this network so negatively? Like, why is this? And it dawned on me, when you give certain opportunities to certain people, they don't know how to handle it, and they don't understand the opportunity with the network, right? So when you get this opportunity, you get ghetto with her. She's very ghetto. The way how she talk about Armand and cuss him out and pretty much threaten that young man, want to do damage to him, I think that's very ghetto, and it's very trashy to do when you are on this national platform. To threaten a black man is just crazy. That's just foolish to me. But when you are probably intoxicated or on drugs, you do these type of activities, you mess up your bag. And a lot of times these networks got to stop giving opportunities to these drug addicts and to these ghetto folks that don't understand business. I even have some colleagues, they just be talking like, how can you talk about a situation and you signed the NDA? You shouldn't even be talking about no stuff like that, but you don't understand business. A lot of people, you will be surprised that when they get a business opportunity, they just fuck it up by just talking, messing up their situation, like you can't do that. Either you're gonna be business minded or you just gonna be or you're just not gonna be business minded. Like, come on. Like, when you're in a business setting, you have to learn how to be business minded, and you have to be careful doing interviews. Like, I get interview requests a lot of times, but you think I'm about to destroy or mess up my opportunity because I'm gonna sit here and do an interview and just trash this individual? No, I'm not gonna mess up things like that. You gotta weigh your pros and cons. Is this gonna help benefit your brand, or is this gonna mess up a bag? Because I personally messed up some bags in my career. So you think I'm a constantly keep making the same mistakes? Hell to the no. I'm not gonna keep making the same mistakes that I made previously. And Toni, here you are, you got a successful daughter that's despite how she got her bag, spreading her legs open. No, I'm not. Hey, sometimes you gotta spread your legs up and get it back. I'm not gonna judge you for that. But here you with this mother, and the way how she cussed out her daughter is just, woo, it's a lot. So, and I put in the title, Lovelyti was right, because dealing with this virus, Lovelyti was the first YouTuber that came out and broadcast it. Now I received some information, some of my friends that work at ERs and work in hospitals, right? Now they want them to reuse the same mask because they don't have enough masks, right? So they want them to reuse the same mask. It's even getting some bad. Some people they want them to put the mask in a Ziploc bag and reuse it. That's dangerous, and that's contamination. Now some places don't even have enough masks. They want you to wear a scarf, because if you don't have a mask, put on a scarf. So that's you're in a strong possibility, or high possibility chance of you getting that virus and giving it to one of your loved ones. And it's just so sad. We had a case in Chicago, a young woman that was a retired nurse. Her family thought she was regular, just having her asthma was acting up. So she went to the University of Chicago. She had the virus. She tested positive and she passed away. Now her entire family that was around her, they're quarantined and they're getting tested to make sure they don't have it. So it's just really sad. And I hope and pray that people are taking heed to this by washing your hands, by not being around crowds, is doing social distancing, not going to parties, not going to clubs, really taking your time to this and taking it serious, because this is a serious problem that is affecting a lot of people. And if it hasn't affected you yet, you better pray, and don't be out there foolish. I'm like, okay, it can't get me, I'm immune to it, because you can possibly get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. Okay, a lot of hospitals are overwhelmed. The systems are overwhelmed, because a lot of people now, they're panicking, so they're going to these hospitals asking, begging for a test, and these hospitals are saying, listen, we don't have enough to test you. You got to show some type of symptoms. So they're sending people home. So it's a whole type of panic that's going on. Grocery stores are running out. Now I just saw on the news, now they're having a problem with the farms, with the workers, because a lot of people can't work because a lot of the borders are being closed and they having problems with the visa. Now they have the products, how they going to deliver these products to these stores or distribute it to the stores. So it's a lot that is going on in our country right now, and this is why it is so important for people to get involved and engage politically. All these people that are dumb and didn't vote or didn't participate, and got all these people that don't give a darn about you, don't know how to handle a crisis, now you're regretting it. Okay, now where all these people at that voted in the leadership, now the leadership from the top, they up there sounding like it took them a while to even agree that this is a problem, this is an emergency. At one point, it was from the federal government, oh, it ain't really that bad, don't worry about it, okay, blah, blah, blah. Now it's just spilling out, becoming worse. And it's just so sad, because now people are losing their job. If you're not affected by the virus, if you work in the restaurant industry, your restaurants are closing down, they're doing takeout only. If you work in the clubs, if all your money came from being a club promoter, clubs are shutting down. How are these people able to provide for their loved ones? So it's just so sad, period. So now you got the government you got Congress and the Senate. Now they're debating on this stimulus package or the stimulus bill. And now he was like, okay, well, we'll probably do this amount or this amount. Well, no. Listen, this is why it is so important to get people in there. They got to get up about this stuff. This ain't no time for y'all be debating, for y'all sit here, hold up these people money, because people got bills. I just seen a post, and I'm going to repost it probably on the community wall, that it was this apartment complex were telling their tenants, I don't care about this coronavirus. Listen, pay your rent. So it was like it was like just desensitized. Like, it needs to be a policy. I know the government I know the president, and I agree with him on that, like stopping evictions, stopping foreclosure, because how can you afford? That ain't your top priority. Your top priority is staying safe, staying alive, and make sure your kids and stuff is being fed. So it's just a lot that's going on. So people, y'all stay prayed up. Again, do social distancing. And of course, I really do feel for people that's in these nursing care facilities that are not seeing their loved ones, but it's a safety concern and major safety concern, because if it breaks out in these nursing homes, it's difficult because it's hard. Once it is in a nursing home, it's hard to contain it, okay? So already it's a shortage of gloves and gowns, and nursing homes can't risk if it breaking out, because that just like, you won't definitely get involved. So I'm praying that they do pass the bill so we can get our money for people to pay. Most of this won't even go towards the economy. Most of this is going to go towards bills. I'm gonna tell you, most of this is going to go towards bills. People gonna pay their rent, they're gonna pay their mortgage, car notes. It's going to go towards food bills, medical to get your prescriptions. I don't really necessarily, because where can you spend it? The movie shut down. It ain't like you could take that grand and say, okay, let me go to the movies or let me go to the clubs. They shutting that down. Most of that money is really going to go towards bills. I know if I get it, it's just going to go towards a bill, because I don't have the luxury to go into a club or the movie, because all that stuff is shut down. All right, and we definitely need more. That's what I'm telling you. That's why people need to be calling their senators and their Congress and be on that phone while they sit here gossiping and going like that. And now the black churches, right? So I read an article. Now the churches are in a bad spot, and this is where churches should have been preaching faith and not prosperity. This is the same time to preach faith. It's too late to preach to your people faith, and all you've been preaching to them, God gonna bless you with a new car, he's gonna bless you with a new house, he's gonna bless you with a new business. Now you should to be praying faith. Now you need to be praying, fasting, praying, and to get your people aware and spiritually inclined, equipped to deal with this. But if you've been preaching to your congregants that God about to bless you with a new car, you should have been preaching faith, because this ain't no time for no new car. This time for praying and fasting and casting out these spirits and healing and raising, and this is time for prayer. And that's a lot of these preachers, why they worried about they tithing and offering. This is the time that you get on your knees and you pray to the Father and say, Lord, help. We need your help right now. And this is the time that these leaders lead. A lot of these pastors have done a terrible job equipping their congregation. A lot of churches, I've been saying for years, even in my home church, I said, you got to go online. You got to engage with your audience online. You cannot just depend upon sitting in your congregation, sitting in your church. Most people ain't coming. But if you get an online presence, you get tithe, you get offerings, you can get super chats, you can get Cash App, you can get PayPals. But if your church is us all, okay, we just gonna sit there now, okay, you can't go to church. Now you can't even communicate with your audience. If you got an older crowd, you get a conference call number or a blog talk radio show number, have the prayer line open up for sister so-and-so, for mother so-and-so, whomever, but you have to have an online presence. And most of these churches don't have an online presence. They're outdated. They're just not understanding. Even my home church, even with my uncle, it's still his way of thinking. It's just kind of outdated. Like, we just gonna go anyhow. But you gotta prepare for the worst as a true Christian. Okay, let's prepare. If the government shut us down, let's make sure that we can go online, or let's make sure we can do a prayer conference call number. We could do prayer. Okay, every church needs to be calling a national fast and prayer for every church. Every issue needs to be a national prayer service for every church. You need to be coming together praying. You should have been doing this day one, but a lot of these churches are not equipped on that. They're not spiritually there. Some of these churches are just spiritually dead. They don't know what to do. They, the only thing they know is turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, hallelujah. Like, this ain't no time to go to that. Now you can't say, well, high five your neighbor. This ain't no time to high five your neighbor because you might get it. So this is the time that you better come on and preach. You got to stay prayed up. This is the time they need to be promoting what Jesus do. Prayer changes things, and you have to promote that and believe that. This ain't no time for you to be sticking your peen, and people that ain't your wife, you better come on, say it. I'm preaching right then and there. This ain't the time for you to be cheating and creeping and cheating on sleeping with folks that are not your husband and your wife. This is the time for you to be praying. But some of y'all pre-pastors ain't worried about praying and preaching. They too busy humping and hunching people that ain't even their loved one, eating somebody out that ain't even your wife, your help me. So they ain't too busy praying and preaching. And that's why they gonna wind up getting that virus up there, eating all that stuff. This ain't no time. This is a test for the church. How prayerful are the church? How prepared is the church? And a lot of these churches ain't hitting on nothing. They don't know what to do. Some of these churches didn't put away in their savings account. Now some churches said, well, what we gonna do? We gonna go in foreclosure. We can't hardly pay my bill. So you mean to tell me you didn't put away in your savings account? You didn't put none away in a savings? You didn't put none away for your members a emergency funding? None of that was put away. So you mean to tell me you just spent everything that you can't even miss a Sunday? It's something wrong with that. You have to use some type of wisdom to say, what if we have this? Let's put some money in some of these. I'm like, well, then some of y'all just need to go into foreclosure. Some of y'all ain't hitting on nothing anyway. Some of these churches just not equipped when it comes to online. I just don't understand. I just don't understand it. Now, it just really says, so when I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's just really, really crazy. So, just be safe and be aware and pray. Nothing wrong with praying. If we all sit here and pray and go to the Father and fast and really get spiritually inclined, we can change things in this country, but we got to do it together. And it starts from the top. And this is why he said, I call people to preach. He said, if you've been called to preach, if you're a man of God, then you should be spiritually giving your people prayer, giving them direction. It is your job, your duty as a pastor to do that. But a lot of these pastors are worried about the money and not the spirituality. They're worried about the tithing and offering. This ain't no time to worry about the tithing and offering. This is the time for calling for the elders of the church, or you can get healed. You need to be preaching healing. A lot of these churches say, man, stun the healing. I'm worried about the tithing and offering. It don't mean that if your people can't see, if they ain't healed, how can they give you a tithing and an offering? You better come on and preach. If you ain't healed in your spirit, how can I give you a tithing and offering and I'm on an oxygen tank? I'm suffering. I'm trying, this is the time for a healing. And then deacons need to be praying over people. Not at the church talking about come and sing your offering. No, come and get some prayer. Okay? A lot of these churches, they ain't worried about no testing. What they worried about is get that moolah. Now, there's some churches out there that spiritually are inclined, that prepare their people for fasting and praying and know what to do. This is the time for praying and fasting. This is the time that every church needs to say, we need to go on a 10-day fast. We need to go on a 7-day fast. We need to be more spiritually. We need to push away all this negativity and get more spirit. We should have been that way, but this is the test that God said, oh, you got to come to me. You got to pray to me. You can't, because FEMA can't do it. They out of order. They ain't got enough ventilators. But you better pray to a man that is the creator of the man that created the ventilator. You better pray to him first. Okay? You better get over. This is the time for where is the real leaders, the real preachers, not the fake ones, not the one that's, this going to tell you who's real and who's fake. These going to tell you who really care about you or who really care about your pocketbook. Because some of these preachers, they only care about your pocketbook and your wallet and your credit card. A lot of these churches ain't even putting up a prayer line. They put up a cash app. Before you put up the cash app, at least can you put out a prayer line so people can call in and be able to get prayer And this is the time that you need to be preaching healing. Come on, somebody. Yeah. This is the time, and I felt it in my spirit to say that, because some of these preachers are not preaching healing. Because I know the God that I serve still does miracles, okay? He still is a miracle worker. You better come through it. I don't care what they say on the media. God still heals. He's still in the healing business. But you got to be inclined spiritually in order to get it. But you in it, if you spiritually dead, your belief, this is the time for you to have faith in healing, and not, a lot of these folks only got faith in material stuff. Oh, I'm gonna get faith, I'm gonna get that new BMW. I ain't talking about that type of faith. You need faith that can heal you, that can say, Lord, strengthen my lungs. This is people, Lord, strengthen my body. I need strength. And so we definitely gonna need prayer for us. And so I'm praying for the healthcare workers, because this is something, because people got to stay praying. It's people that are suffering. It's doctor, look at what's going on in Italy. They have so many deaths, they can't keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? And so if you read your Bible, the people that are spiritually ain't worried, because you have been read this. You read in your book that days like this going to come. And we are in the last days, okay? Not the last day, the last days. It's already prophesied. I've been prophesying this, but a lot of preachers are not telling you this because they don't want you not to come to church. The only thing they want to preach you a feel-good message, a bubblegum message where you can shout, roll over the floor, and give your money. They don't want to tell you of the last times you're gonna have famine, you're gonna have death. They don't want to tell you what that other side. They only want to preach to you good things. This ain't no time for the good things. You better tell these people they better stay prayed up so you can make it to see your maker. And if you do go, then you can make it. So your name could be in that number. That's what the kind of prayer you better be praying. Because one thing I know, you can't take that money with you when you go. All that stocks and bonds, once you go, ain't none of that going with you. Somebody else gonna be living up with that. But you better make sure, and I'm talking for me first, I'm just telling y'all too, I'm talking to me too, that I'm ready to meet my maker. Everybody shout out, this is the time, like, Lord, if I do go, let me make it. I want to make it to that land. I want to be there with them, man. I want to be there. Come on. I want my name in that book of life. That's the prayer you better be praying right now. And if you ain't praying that, something wrong with you. There ain't no time to be praying that you get that new house, because you might not make it to get in that new house. Your prayer is, Lord, if I do go, let me make it. I want to see that now. I want to make it. You better, that's the kind, you want to be in that number. And that's the kind of preaching that these preachers need to be preaching. You gotta preach faith, and most of us don't have faith. We don't. Some of us don't have no faith at all. And this is the time that you're gonna have to build your faith. And this is why I ask these preachers to do your job as a preacher. Your job is not only for tithing and offering. It's about you the shepherd, and you supposed to feed the sheep. You supposed to give them spiritual things. Whew, Lord have mercy, but some of y'all still gonna donate to these churches. I ain't supposed to still gonna get all my money to these churches and don't know that you just spiritually not there. But I had to say that because I felt it in my spirit to say it. Yet I'm praying that God help, that God will help those that are inclined, because God is still in healing and is actually healing people. I'm praying for our healthcare workers, our doctors, the people that are on the front line, okay? The people that are on the front, the people that are working in these grocery stores. Everybody is overworked, and praying for the elderly that don't have nobody, that are in these homes. I'm praying for them as well. Praying for me that I'm sometimes get tested, because my patients are getting tested, because people are getting agitated. So I was like, Lord, help me with my patience. Lord, I need more patience. Like, Lord, help me with my attitude, because you need an attitude check. And sometimes you need to come outside and get a breather. I said, I need to go outside. I need some fresh air because I'm clogged up. It's just like boom, 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 boom. You get bombarded with different attitudes, with different emotions. said, oh, let me go out, let me get some fresh air, because I definitely need to give me some fresh air in this situation before I can be inclined. That's why I said, oh, time to read your Bible, pick up your book to get more inclined spiritually, because these are the end times. These are the end times, and you better be prepared. This ain't no time to really be foolish. This is the time that you be inclined spiritually, so because this is what we're dealing with, and so you got to change it. It's sometimes when you're dealing with a situation like this is the time to test to see how prepared you are, and some of us unfortunately are just not prepared. We just not there, and our government, they need much prayer. We got to pray for them that get in their mind to get right. Praying for you while you're on the front line. Anything can break out. You on the front lines. You know, then you talking about now you in some facilities, some places, some hospitals, baby, they making their own mask. Like, like I'm like, what are you saying? Like, when anytime the CDC say, listen, ain't enough masks, put on a scarf. If you don't have enough masks, baby, get you a scarf and put it around. I'm like, what? And people say, well, why they running out of gloves and protective gear? Let me tell you, because I work in healthcare, all right? So anytime you step foot now in a emergency room, right, and you got symptoms, right? You're coughing, you're sneezing. Before they do any care, they got to gown up, they got to put a mask on, they got to put on gloves, okay? It's a certain way you put on your protective gear. But now hospitals are using it so much because they're using it for everybody that come in, because you don't know who have it and who doesn't. So a lot of these hospitals don't have enough equipment to deal with it, because you're using it for everybody. It's for the safety of the doctors and for and if you're not using it, a lot of the doctors have gotten it. There's a lot of residents that's doing it have gotten it. If you see in Washington at a nursing home, they had a breakout there. A lot of patients lost their life. So it's very important to have protective gear so you won't get sick, because you got to go home with your family. A lot of these people got young kids, and this is another thing. Oh, you young, you can't get it. I don't know why the media kept putting that on the media. If you young, you can't get it. Now the media eating their words up, because the doctors say, oh no, if you young, you can get it. And a lot of young people are suffering from it at all. Their O2 levels are low. They never seen no this magnitude. Again, now they're trying to preach to the young people and telling young people, hey, stop it. You can get this as well. This is not just a old thing. It's young babies are getting this too. So it's just, you know, it's really, really, really sad. So young folks, if you're young, stop trying to go to the club. Stop trying to go to the beach. Stay at home. This is time for you to read. Stay at home. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because if you get it to your grandma. If it breaks in your home, may God bless. You know, you don't want that. So you can't get it. So stop. And there's another thing that was going around. Oh, black people can't get it. You got that melanin. That melanin. Okay, you go and believe that if you want to. You believe that if you want to. Your black high part, as the South they would say, your black high part self. You keep on believing that. I can't get it. That melody. All right, you and that melody. Go out of it. You believe that if you want to. This ain't no time. Me and that, I can just see it right now. We can't get it. That melody. Okay. You gonna believe that if you want to. You gonna be highly offended when they tell your black self. I don't know why people believe. People just, when they said that, I was telling the people then, thank you so very much for the cash out. I was like, stop saying that. You black, you can get it. Now all these black people. Kevin Durant got it. He black. Edwards, he black. He got it. So I'm like, so I just hope that black folks are waking up to know that you can't yet get it. And these guys are so, yeah, because the melanin. Because that melanin, no. Baby, that virus said, yeah, bring that melanin on. Bring it on. Baby, it's E through the meddling. So stop it. Y'all need to stop it with this talk. Let me go, because these folks look at me like I'm crazy talking to them. They probably think I'm talking to myself. All right, we can't get a little while of those black people who claim they got a all votes. All right, y'all believe that if y'all want to. That Ebers, that all I know is that wife, you know you got some good pay. Now, what's his name? Ebers, whatever that man's name in England or the UK. That black actor. Baby, his wife was right there. She said, I ain't leaving you or this pig. His wife. Baby, that wife was right there like, that's when you got you some good pay. That wife said, we gonna go together. You think I'm about to leave you so all these nurses can hump on you? Baby Sabrina. Baby Sabrina was right there. You think Sabrina said, hell no. And these young London nurses, they about to come over my bed. This is my ping. He was like, say, I gotta wash the bag. Yeah, she making sure, baby. Let me hurry up and watch the bag. I want him to change his will. Just in case if he croak up out of here, I want to make sure my name is on that document. All right, y'all. I gotta go back inside. Oh Lord, I gotta go back inside. But thank y'all so very much. I'll be back because some other videos I didn't get to do yesterday because I was so tired, y'all, because we're working extra hard at my job. Very, very hard. So I was drained emotionally yesterday. So I did not go back on the live yesterday. I went to sleep and I didn't even do a morning because I was just drained. So I'm feeling okay. Hopefully we have a good shift, the rest of the shift, so I can have the energy of the coming back on the live and chit chat with y'all. Because it's another video I do want to make because I saw somebody live. I ain't gonna say it right now. So I definitely do that so I can come on live and chit chat with y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wash your butt. Y'all have a beautiful time today. Be safe. Check up on your loved ones. If you got loved ones in the hospital or nurse home, if you can, call them, FaceTime with them, communicate with them, because they love to hear that phone call to keep them energized. All right, y'all. Gotta go. See y'all later. Peace.